All right, boys, you guys killed it on the Georgia Gun Bunch offensive game plan that I posted a few weeks ago. So I thought I would bring you guys something a little unique, and it's out of the Tennessee Volunteers offensive playbook. And if you know anything about college, if you've been playing college football and you've dove into this playbook, you're probably thinking, Drew, how in the heck did you find anything good in this playbook? I'm not trying to sell you a Henry run this in a $2,000 tournament type of scheme to help you win like money, right? But what I am saying is for most of us that are probably aren't playing cut because it's ass and that we're playing regs in the road to the college football playoff event, where you can only use the team specific playbooks. That is kind of who this is for, right? Because if you're a Tennessee Volunteers fan like me and you really want to use the Tennessee Volunteers, but you don't know what, you can't figure out a good scheme to run, or you can't ever put anything together on offense with this team, I got you, right? I got you. So the formation that we're in is called wide slot right weak, and we're mostly going to be staying in this formation. There is another formation that we will audible to from time to time, and that is the what is it? Where is it? Bunch quads open, or the diamond formation. This is really glitchy. It's just got added post patch, and we're going to go over a few plays in that as well, but not too much. I think there's only like 2 plays I go over. But we are mainly going to be operating out of the wide slot right weak formation in the Tennessee Volunteers offensive playbook. So before we go over this, if you're new, make sure you drop a like, subscribe down below. And if you enjoy content like this on college football, make sure you hit the bell so that you're notified in the future. So, all right. What we're doing here, and I am using the Tennessee Volunteers just because for realism here. I didn't want to run Alabama with this offense, but anyways, the play we're coming out in is a MotionZN. You guys got me in the comment section in the Georgia video for saying mountain instead of motion, so we got it pronounced right now, MotionZN. And this does have the motion double pass, but I think they must have nerfed it in the patch or something. I just wouldn't recommend running it. The zone coverages used to bite down on it automatically like once a game, but every time I try to run it, it's not, like, it just doesn't work. But as far as our audibles, most of our audibles are already set for us. You guys probably can't see it, but the first one is Slant Swing. This is our main flood play, and what we're going to be running the most whenever we're running an actual normal pass play. And then here I took out inside zone for Y lead read option just to give me an option to keep it with the quarterback. Vertical tight end cross. This is basically 4 verticals out of this formation. It's pretty self-explanatory, except it's out of a wider formation instead of gun bunch verticals. This was already in the audibles. I just left it there. And then I changed out PA slot choice for RPO read Y flat. This is going to be our RPO bubble play. It's also going to be an RPO the opposite way to the tight end. I'm going to teach you guys how to run this properly. So, and like I said, the play we're coming out in is MotionZN. So I'm on the right hash right here, and like I was saying in the Georgia offensive game plan, the route combos I'm going to go over they work against mostly any zone coverage, right? So I'm not going to waste you guys' time going over how it works versus cover 3, cover 4, cover 6, whatever. It all works the same, but we are, however, going to go over the differences and how it attacks cover 2 and cover 3, because those are the 2 most common types of coverages I feel like you guys are going to see. So the cool thing with this right here, with this play, MotionZN, is that the running back gets auto motioned. And then as long as he is open, you can just pitch it to him in the flats. As long as they're playing underneath, you can dump it off to the running back and get all kinds of yards. But the catch with this is if you're facing a good opponent, more often than not, they are going to take their user, which is going to be one of these 2 linebackers in the middle, usually the one on the right from my experience. They're going to take that linebacker and chase the running back out to the flat. That's going to be their first instinct. So to simulate that, I'm going to man up this linebacker on the running back, right? Just to simulate him chasing after him, right? And what that's going to do is it's going to open up the skinny post route that Squirrel White is running behind the defense, right? See, just imagine the user chases him, right? Then you can fit that pass right in behind him. That's the whole idea of this play, right? But What you can also do is take the motion out entirely, right? Usually in past Maddens, if it was an auto motion play like that, where the running back is auto motion, it kind of prevented you from making other hot routes on the play. But in college football, that is not the case, right? We can actually block the running back if we need to, cancel out the motion entirely, and kind of freestyle route combo this thing, right? We could actually put both of them, we can mesh both of them over the middle of the field, right? And we can kind of create a little meshing combo in order to create more space. And it's a lot of this is just freestyle, right? I mean, with the Georgia Gun Bunch game plan, there wasn't many hot routes. Most of the plays were good stock, but with this offense, you have to freestyle a little bit. In a playbook that is mostly RPOs and shit like that, this is an actual passing offense that you can use. So I will show you guys a cover 3 bomb, and I'm actually going to spy the defensive line just for the sake of demonstration, right? Entire defensive line is spied for this specific scenario, right? More often than not, you're not going to get time in the pocket to make this happen, but I just wanted to show you that you can still bomb cover 3 with this play. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the tight end who's in a weird flex position, which gives him access to additional hot routes that we'll get into later. But we're just going to put him on a streak, just like that. We're going to block the running back, and then we're going to comeback route number 15 on the left, on the outside, right? What does this look like? This looks like the same cover 3 bomb that we had out of bunch, right? Except it's out of a spread set. The only difference is you're probably 9 times out of 10 never going to have time to throw this in a real game, but I just wanted to show you and demonstrate that it is possible. So we got the entire line spied. You can see how that kind of opens that up, and it pulls the comeback route, pulls the deep third down, and you're able to bomb cover 3 for a 1-play touchdown. Talking about running this play against a cover 2 defense, as you can see, we're in a cover 2 defense right here, as you can see on the field. And because this formation is so spread out, it's going to force the defense to align accordingly. So you see that right safety is all the way on the right, right? And you see where that deep post, where that skinny post is running, right down the middle of the field, right? So what we can do is we can put this guy on a streak to run that safety off. And then if we want to keep the auto motion, we can do that. But if not, that's okay. You can kind of freestyle your 2 routes between the tight end and the running back. But in general, this is what the cover 2 bomb is going to look like, pending we get time in the pocket. You see we can burn cover 2 right down the middle and make one man miss, and you're in for a touchdown. I'm going to go over this one more time just in case you missed it, on how you can use this play to bomb cover 2 for a 1-play touchdown. As you can see, we are in cover 2, and because of the formation being so wide, we can take advantage of this by putting the outside receiver on a streak and leaving the play completely like it is. Or if we want to get a little bit more creative with things, we can experiment with different routes from the running back and the tight end. We can freestyle a little bit. We can put them on an in route. You can really do whatever, right? Just as long as them 2 streaks on the outside and that deep post is going down the middle. Practice our pocket right here. Boom. Cover 2 is bombed down the middle of the field for a potential 1-play score. All right, boys, now I'm going to go over the second play in this formation. It is called Slant Swing. It's already in the Audibles. And for some reason, my play art glitches every time. It doesn't show the slot receiver's route. But as you can see, what can we create from this, boys? We can run this play completely stock, or we can make it even better by putting the outside receiver, number 11, on a streak. And what do you know, boys? We have a flood concept going from left to right on the right side of the field. And against cover 3 and any zone defense, really, you can just simply make a read between the flat route from the tight end or the corner route from the slot receiver, right? And so that's what we're going to do. We're going to make this read. We see the defense is playing back. We are going to check down and get a crap ton of yards, right? And then we're going to run the same route combo here. But this time, I'm going to shade the defense underneath. So you see this is the play we were in before, cover 3, with I think my zone drops are at 25 yards for purple zones, because that's what most people run them at. But now when we shade our defense underneath, you see we're playing hard flats, right? And what we can do then is run the same route concept, just by simply putting the outside receiver on a streak all the way on the right, we can now make a read between the two once again. As you can see, the corner route is now open on the sideline, and it's a simple high-low read, boys. And something else you can do on the backside with this slant and running back route is you can put the running back on an actual flat route, right? And then you can turn this from a slant into an in route and kind of run this concept right here. Same thing, right? Except on the left, we're looking and making a read between the running back flat route, just like we did on the tight end on the other side of the field. But this time we're looking at the in route too. And this is good at the goal line as well for running like 2-point conversions or whatever, because the flat route can sometimes open up the in route coming in behind. And if you want to take this a step further, we can streak the outside receiver like before, flat route the running back, and we could put outside receiver on a comeback, just like we did for the one-play touchdown against cover 3. So now we have a flood concept on both sides of the field. And I'll just shade the defense underneath just so you can see that the comeback route can get open against underneath zones. So boom, we didn't have time to throw it right there, but you can see that the comeback route was getting open. So, and again, like I was saying before, guys, this formation right here, or this offense, and I break it down in general, has a lot to do with freestyling, right? But when you freestyle, just make sure that you're putting, you're spacing your routes out good. Like, you make sure you're not just putting anything on the field. So, for instance, if I wanted to turn this slant swing play, instead of a flood concept, I could put R1 on a post route, right? And then I could, let's see, I could streak this guy just to clear out, right? And then we could roll something like this, right? Just look at the right side. It's still a flooding concept. And then we're breaking apart the zones underneath where we could fit this in route in if we need to. So it's just all about spacing. It's all about spacing. And whenever you're freestyling, you just got to make sure that you have good spacing with your routes as well, right? I feel like this is a great route combo, right? And if the user isn't respecting the post route, you can throw the post right over the top, right? And you can even high pass it if you need to. And always keep in mind that the user on defense is either going to be this guy or this guy. And he's going to be running around trying to figure out what you're trying. He's going to try to cover all your routes when you have all these meshing routes underneath that he's going to be like hovering down here trying to guard. Meanwhile, you're just trying to hit that post right in behind it, right? Those are some of my favorite concepts to run in any Madden or college football game year after year. It's just like it's just a staple favorite of mine. And you can do it out of this play or you can do it out of slant swing. But that covers that for the most part. Now we're going to focus on some of the run plays. So Y lead read option. Really nothing special to this play. Just remember that in the past, in past Maddens and stuff, you could just not press anything after you snap the ball and your quarterback would keep the ball. This year, it's the opposite, right? If you just press X, he's going to hand the ball off just like any other inside zone play, right? But if you want to keep the ball with the quarterback, you're reading the defensive end right here. Hold on, let me get back to the play. You're reading the defensive end with the R above his head on the left, right? And then if he crashes in, like he didn't right there, he didn't crash in, but we were still able to keep it, and our edge defender or our offensive line was still able to block. But I'm going to try to get a good example of where he does bite, right? So you got to read. If he bites, see, sometimes it's difficult to read. Sometimes it's difficult to read, I'm not going to lie. So we're going to do another rep of it. And if he doesn't bite, I'll just hand it to the running back. But just know that whenever he bites like that, or matter of fact, since it's a lead read option, since the tight end is lead blocking, maybe it just doesn't matter, right? Maybe it doesn't matter as much since the tight end is going to block him anyway. Let's see. Yeah, the tight end chips him a little bit, so you can kind of get around the edge. So you can really do either one. It just depends on what defensive front you're going against, as to whether I would hand off or keep. Like right here, I'd probably be more inclined to just hand the ball off because you got that other defender on the other side too. But yeah, that's a quick rundown of that play. Now we're going to go over vertical tight end cross. Now this is just 4 verts, guys. Like, it's just out of a different formation. The only adjustment I like to this, I only have like 2 setups for this. I take the tight end off of that route that he's on. I just put him on a regular Texas. I just feel like he'll get open quicker like that. And against cover three, come on guys, we ran four verts for years, right? You're looking for the running back, you're looking for the slot receiver up the seam, and you're going to possession catch it because most of the time their user isn't going to go out there that far at least. So when you're running four verticals against a cover three defense or a cover four defense, you can always just I just put the tight end on a Texas route, or if you want to send five receivers out, you could put the running back on an end. Same thing. If you want to get really creative and make this makes it a little obvious in my opinion. I never like to motion receivers too much. I like everything to look the same. But if you want the tight end to actually be on a crossing route, just motion him out and he'll go on a deep crossing route just like that. And then boom, you got regular four verts, just like you've known your whole life playing Madden. So Madden or college football. So, but yeah, I mean, it's four verts. I don't really have to explain too much, but I just will say that you put that tight end on a Texas route. You can put him right here on this in route, or you can go like this, or you can put the tight end on a wheel. You put the tight end on a wheel. Yeah, you can't. It's not working for some reason. You can split cover two down the middle if you have enough time in the pocket with this seam streak. So I'm actually going to demonstrate that right now. That's actually a better cover two bomb probably than the first play that we showed. And the first play that we showed was awesome. So we're going to go verticals right here. I'm going to spy the defensive line so that you can kind of see this. And as you can see, we are in four verticals. So we're going to put our Texas route on the field, and we're going to put our in route on the field right here. And then watch as Squirrel White gets behind the defense right here. Boom, cover two, roasted right down the middle for a one-play score. So because this offense is so spread out, it's really easy to read the defense because the defense has to align accordingly with your spread set. So yeah, and now we're gonna go over. I'm gonna move the ball right back to midfield so that I can go over this RPO, both parts of it. So this RPO is called RPO read Y flat. This was first introduced in the Cardinals playbook in Madden 20 whenever Kyler Murray first came into the league. And that's when they added RPOs and stuff in general to Madden and whatnot. So, and point is they're in college football this year, obviously. So the cool thing about this RPO is that with the tight end, you're reading the one with the pass icon over his head on the left. And if you want to keep this and treat it like a read option, you look at the person with the R above his head, just like we did with the read option before. But I'm never trying to keep this ball with the quarterback, really. I really don't go that in depth with it. But if you're going to throw it to the tight end, you have to wait until he clears, right? You have to wait until he clears into the flat. You can't throw it to him instantly, or it'll be like a fumbled handoff or something like that. So I'm going to demonstrate that right quick. What it's like if you try to throw it immediately, it just doesn't work. So if you're going to throw it to the tight end and make that read, I would just wait until he gets to the flat. Until you carry out the play fake. And if you want to hand the ball off and just be safe, you just press X and it'll hand the ball off, or the quarterback will hand the ball off just like normal, right? Here, running back gets the handoff, and you get pretty decent blocking on this run play too. And the other part, and why I like this RPO so much, is that it has a bubble attached to it too. So if the defense is playing back, or if you notice the slot defender that's like directly over that receiver, if you notice that he bites down, you can throw it to the bubble out in the flat, and you can get all kinds of blocks out in front. So it's a really good RPO, especially in the open field or just in general. And I would advise when you run this offense in a real game to run the hurry up, right? Run the turbo. Maybe not every play, but kind of like Tennessee does in real life. That's what their offense is predicated upon: running hurry up, keeping the defense off balance, and everything like that. So, but if it's not open, obviously don't throw it. Just hand it off. To be disciplined with it. The RPOs in the Tennessee playbook in general are a little bit like, because the formations are so spread out, sometimes you can't even see who you're reading on the play. So just kind of be aware of that. Real quick, boys, I wanted to dedicate a segment of the ebook to freestyling against man coverage, right? Because a lot of the stock routes in here won't beat man, except maybe the post. So we're going to use the play we're coming out in, MotionZN, as an example. You can leave the post route on the field. I personally love comebacks this year. So if you want to put comebacks on the field, Texas route the running back, or you could out route both receivers or both the tight end and the running back. I've noticed that in routes and out routes do a decent job against man coverage this year. Even like an 82 speed tight end is getting open against this. So it's not like you can't beat man coverage with freestyling out of this formation. So just think of this formation as like another form of trips, like trips tight end. Like my people that run trips tight end every single year in Madden should be able to catch on to this concept or catch on to this formation pretty quick, and it shouldn't be that difficult to learn. But you can put the running back on a Texas. You could put the tight end on a Texas route because the tight end is in a unique position in this formation. So you can do things like that. Comeback. I'll show the comeback route against man right quick. Let's see, comeback route against man. We'll show it if we get time in the pocket. Quarterback had a bad throw, but you get the idea. And I'm going to put just a comeback route on the field just to give you guys an example of how this works against man, right? Here, you wait till the receiver comes back to the ball. Possession catch. Comeback routes are always good against man. They've been good against man the past several years. And now for the final part of the ebook, before I get into like red zone and stuff like that, I'm going to show you guys how you can audible over to the new bunch quads open in this formation, and you don't even have to set any audibles, right? Because there's only 2 plays I'm running out of here, and it's halfback screen and QB blast. And I'll run QB blast a little bit in the red zone, but you notice how it forces the defense to align, like to realign, especially if their settings on defense are set to realign with the offensive formation. Most of those settings are there by default, if I'm not mistaken. But if you ever audible to this formation and you notice that you have a significant numbers advantage on the defense, like say they don't realign, you can throw this screen right here and you can get pretty good blocks off of it, right? It's not necessarily going to be a home run hitter, but it potentially could be, right? The point of this is to audible to something something exotic that your opponent has not seen or has not prepared himself for, right? And just kind of throw him for a loop. You know, like you're not going to run this every single play, right? But if you have a running back like Samson on the Volunteers, he's going to get a lot of yards for you after the catch. And the QB blast is really good too. I'm going to run that in the red zone for you guys. All right, boys, now we're going to get into some red zone stuff. And I took this a little bit from the Georgia gun bunch game plan in the video I posted a couple weeks ago when we went over the trips part in the red zone. It's the same concept, right? We're going to flat route the slot receiver, and you see how we're creating this combo, right? I'm going to block the running back just because. And I'm just going to put the running back. I'm going to put the tight end on a route that will distract the yellow zones so that we can fit this in route in behind, right? Boom. It's a little pocket, but it's a little window. But if most of the time the user will not be there. So, next play we're going to go over in the red zone is just general runs. Like you could run this read option. You could probably get in the end zone just fine. Like I was saying, the tight end lead blocks for you, and most of the time you can just hand it to the running back and he'll get you in the end zone. This isn't really an offense that you need to overthink too much. Like the plays that I'm breaking down aren't like insane, right? And like I was saying before in the beginning, this is not an offense I would recommend running in a $2,000 tournament on Players Lounge. Like I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like for the casual players out there that want to use the Tennessee Volunteers, this is an effective offense to run. All right, boys, real quick, I wanted to go over speed option right quick because I realized I forgot to put it in the ebook, so I'm re-recording this. So speed option is really good in anywhere in the field, in the field, like whether you're running in the middle of the field or like in the red zone. I would save it for like a key play in the game, whether it's like 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, when you really need a first down, because speed options in Madden and college football in general have been good for years, especially being able to pitch it to the running back consistently and the defense not reacting. So The P, you're looking for the P, right? The P icon. And that's what's going to help you decide whether you keep or pitch the ball with the quarterback. If the defender bites on you, then of course we can kind of keep the quarterback and accelerate right here. Obviously, we didn't get into the end zone, but in most cases, you will end up pitching it to the running back. See, bam, pitch it to the running back, and you could probably juke out the defense, get in there for a touchdown. That's not the best example. Right here should be a good example right here. Boom, they follow you. Boom. That's an example of how glitchy it can be, especially when there's only one defender to fake out. We have right here. We have a pretty. We might not have a numbers advantage right here. Hold on. Yep, pitch it to the running back. They're not giving us really good examples here, but just know that you can consistently pitch it to the running back, and you should be able to. That was a bad example. I just suck at the game. I just suck. All right. In most instances, you can pitch it to the running back just like that. And usually if you wait and pitch it later, the later you wait to pitch it, the glitchier it is. So I'll run it one more time just so you guys can have that. Get as many reps in as possible. Boom, pitch it to the running back. The running back's usually wide open to run in for the 2-point conversion, the touchdown, or the first down. I will show you the bunch quads open QB blast. Now, remember how it forces the defense to realign, especially this is a good way to tell if your opponent is in man defense or not, because if they're in man defense, all the defenders are going to go all the way to the diamond side, and it's just going to be you and the defensive lineman. And I'll demonstrate that after I run this play this one time. But you see we get pretty good blocking, and it's a pretty good red zone run play to rely on. So with that being said, I'm going to audible to a man defense here. I'm going to go cover 2 man. Just any man defense, right? And then we're going to audible over here to bunch quads open. And as you can see, everybody that's assigned to a man, if it's man defense, will go over there, right? And that way it's just you and the line, right? If you can get through the line, then that's just the easiest walk-in touchdown ever, boys. It's all about a numbers game. So make sure you're using that formation to your advantage. And of course, you can run the halfback screen. It's a pretty safe throw unless the user goes down and lurks it. It doesn't look like we have too much of an advantage right here, but you can still throw the ball and maybe you'll get good blocks. Like, it's all about getting good blocks on that play. But if you guys are new and you enjoyed this this Tennessee offensive breakdown, make sure you drop a like, subscribe down below, and make sure you turn the notification bell on so you're notified every time a new video goes live. And I'll see you boys in the next one. Peace.